they said it would work.
Yeah, well, they'd be saying
Hey,
stuff.
welcome to the Toolshed. We got a great episode for you today. We're excited about it. Hey, you know, the Toolshed is brought to you by Schedule Engine, this one-of-a-kind original, Eddie. Toolshed.
One of a kind.
Yeah, and hey, today's episode is all about ways to invest, and it's sponsored by our good friends over at Emerson. And not only that, we have the lead technical trainer from Emerson with us today, Don Gillis. Welcome, Don.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
That's awesome. Well, before we go on, I feel like we need to. Jerry and I are apparently going out for the musical version of Shawshank Redemption. I don't know what we did today, but like, I feel like Andy Dufresne here.
Andy showed up in 1949.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get right into. We've got a great show. Super excited. Let's jump right into the tool giveaway. I know there's some people excited. We had a great. We gave away the Rigid yesterday. Today we are giving away the 7-in-1 Super Go Faster screwdriver, and the lucky winner is Doug Marsh. Doug Marsh, if you've never heard it before, congratulations, buddy. You are a winner. We'll get that Wera 7-in-1 out to you shortly. So thanks for being you, and thanks for making the shed a little bit bigger. Today we are going to be spending the day asking you, invite your friends, let's make the shed just a little bit bigger, and find people like yourself that you think will find value in what we're doing. And we are going to give away the hallowed Vito Pro Pack. Yes. It's so good, it should come with its own driver.
Bam!
Comedy gold, thank you. All right.
They picked that up at Vito.
You know, I practiced that, so. All right, so it's Thursday. You know what that means?
Mike's coming on the show today.
HVAC reefer guy. So again, HVAC reefer guy out on the other coast, just a good dude, taking care of us, bringing safety messages here to the shed. So let's roll the tape and hear what he has.
So hey guys, today we're talking about tinnitus. And I actually do have tinnitus and I suffer from it. It's part of working blue collar and not protecting my ears. Now, how many times have you gone into a motor room or a supermarket rack room or somewhere where there's loud noises from machinery or equipment? That all damages your ears. And as you get older, like I do, and like I am, it gets worse. And so I've gone through a lot of nights of depression and fatigue and not sleeping, and that's all because of tinnitus. So as you know, blue collar workers, we really have to make sure that we're wearing our PPE, not only our glasses, our goggles, but we have to wear hearing protection as well, whether it's earbuds or headphones that you put over your ears, whatever you got to do to protect those ears, because remember, you only have one pair and you can't go around again. So work safe, be good humans, and protect those ears.
Man, that is just good. Work safe, be good humans. You know, my mother has tinnitus, and it's so real. And each week after Mike, I say, come on, let's not be that rah. I know that earmuffs and you know, coming up for many of us, it wasn't done. Go ahead and do it, man. Trust me, when you want to hear your grandkids recital, like 30 years from now, you'll be glad you did. And go ahead, follow HVAC Reefer Guy. I follow him on Instagram, great content, but he's on all the channels, and he even has like a history podcast, and he's just doing good stuff. So HVAC Reefer Guy, go ahead and follow him. Okay, speaking of good people doing good stuff, company shout out. We had dinner last night, and we were with Dawn, and what we're talking about is a company from that you know of, and it's Chapman Heating out of Indianapolis.
That's correct. Owned by Jeff Chapman, great guy, great setup. I just happened to notice him about 5 years ago, just doing some great things internally for his employees and externally for his employees, and I just love the template that he uses.
Yeah, it's very cool. Indianapolis had been around for like almost 30 years and doing some great programs. So yeah, and listen, if there's other companies out there that are doing great stuff, let us know. All right, Dawn. Mm-hmm. Don the Man Gillis, I think that's no, lead technical trainer Emerson, it says. That's my fault. Hey, let's how did you get your start in the trades? It was what, almost 30 years ago?
Yeah, about 28 years ago. So I was a laid off welder, union welder, and with very little chance to get called back, and started with a mom and pop's Lennox dealership. We did plumbing, electrical, and that's how she all got started.
Man, that's probably a very, very familiar story. So fast forward, You've done a bunch of stuff, being a service manager. Sounds like you've done residential, commercial. Now your current role is at Emerson, and you're a technical trainer, and you get on the road, right? What is it, like 40 weeks a year when things are normal?
Yeah. Pre-COVID, we were 35, 40 weeks a year. Classes range from 4 hours to 5 days, and everything from the basic fundamentals to the physics of refrigeration, those kind of things, tearing down compressors and all that good stuff.
Getting up to your elbows, and now we were looking at the Copeland scroll cutaway here. We've got the Copeland original, so it was great. Jerry and I thought these were really nice paperweights, and Don's like, "You're idiots." So it was good. It was good. No, we knew what they were. Hey, Jerry, we were talking. You had a question. What was that question you were asking?
Yeah, so you've heard this question before, like, hey, if you could take us back to when you started your career. But I always think like the first year you didn't really know anything. So take us back to year number 2. You're about to start year number 2. What
Okay.
would you tell yourself to do differently?
That's easy. Listen more and talk less.
That's gold. We did a whole episode called Stop Talking. Yeah, and so if you're a technician, a plumber, electrician, a service provider of any kind, and you're with that customer today and you hear yourself talking, you should think about wait. W-A-I-T. Why am I talking?
I see what you did there. That's pretty good. Wait.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
That's good. So and listen, that's just not good advice for the customers. Like, it's kind of good advice
At home.
for your kids.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
Yeah. All right, so that's a good one. Listen more, talk less. What else would you? What other advice would you have?
Well, the one that I've always shared with everyone is get up and get up early and stay late whenever possible.
We
Yeah.
got you up early today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. He's like, come again, huh? No, you're an early bird, and like Manny was, you get used to it. I think for a lot of us, we read the book Make Your Bed, and that part makes sense. The bit I like what you're saying is, we were talking earlier, the fact that for some of us, this is a seasonal industry. If you're on the heating side or landscaping, pool, and so. The projects tend to pick up in summer, and there's just sometimes you need to work late. And someone pulled me aside when I was young and said, "Hey, you know what? We're heading into summer. This is kind of when we make our bones. So go ahead, talk to your family, figure out like when are the kids' pictures getting taken? What do you need to be around? Talk to dispatch, and this way, just get your life in order, because you need to understand that sometimes that service manager that you're asking for like new tools, and like sometimes they need stuff too. Like they're not."
Yeah.
Asking you to do stuff just for giggles. Their customers are calling, and so it's stay late when needed. No, like work-life balance. But if you're blocked out every day, you might be that guy on the team. Just saying.
Well, summertime is harvest season. What'd you say this morning? You got to make hay.
You got to bale hay when the sun's shining.
There you
That's
go.
it. All right. So get up early, stay late if needed. What's the next one?
Stay away from bad mouthing your competition.
Oh, we see that. We like, especially in social groups, you'll see people talking trash. And in fact, I just saw yesterday. It was somebody who was new to a company, walked into a plant and said, "Who did that mess?" And the plant manager's like, "That was you guys last year." It's like, wah wah wah. That's where you just like, yep. So the thing I always heard is like, when you talk bad about someone, you're just letting people know more about you than you are about the person you're talking bad of, because it's character, right? Like, don't be that person, and it's everything we needed to know. We learned in kindergarten. If you can't say something nice, just don't say it, right? So,
Yeah, you never know. Like if a customer has used a company for a long time and they've had their regular technician for years and years and years, and they call that company and they say, "Well, actually, he's on vacation this week. We can send somebody else." They say, "Oh no, we'll just call a different company. I don't want to wait a week till he comes back." And then another company goes out there and they say, "Man, who's been doing your service? This looks terrible." And they love their guy.
or worse, we've all heard,
loved him.
like, that was my nephew. He's in Votech. And you're just like, that's no good. All right, so solid advice. Next one, we like this one. What's the next one?
Be honest, good, bad, or otherwise. Just be straight with the customer.
Man,
Yeah.
I know you love this.
We do love this, and we have 5 principles here on the Toolshed, and principle number 1 was Marlin's Law, and Marlin's Law is all about being honest. And
Tell
what
the
is
truth.
it, Eddie, you like to say all the time?
Life's
clarity?
Clarity is kindness, and the best way, like sometimes we don't be 100% honest because we're worried about offending people. The best way to be kind is just to be clear. And being clear is all about being honest. And plus, it just makes life easier, right?
Sure does.
Yeah. All right. So, what would you guys were talking about this last night. What's the next one?
These are like Don's tips to success.
I
They're
love
awesome.
it. I love it. We'll put
Yeah.
these in the Facebook group later, so be sure to tag people and have them join. But what's the next one?
I like being authentic. I always told the service guys that, look like you enjoy what you're doing. People can tell if you enjoy what you're doing and who you're doing it for.
Yeah, I'm all about being authentic, and when you go to somebody's home, that's really what they want. They want your authentic self showing up, your best version of you. And like, I know when I try to be me, I'm a pretty good version of me, but when I try to be somebody else, I'm not really a good version of that person. So be authentic, and life works out a little better for you.
Absolutely. I saw you trying to be Eddie. It was a train wreck, so that's good. No, I think the other thing is, I think people can tell. Right, and we talk to technicians, and sometimes sales gets a bad rap, and it's because you're doing something. If you ever find yourself doing something to someone, just stop. Again, work, life, whatever. It's not a good place to be. It's not a good look. Be authentic. Dogs smell fear. People smell BS. It's just sort of a universal principle. You're welcome.
Ooh, tip of the day
Awesome.
right there.
Very
Coming
good.
from my man
Writing that
Eddie.
one down.
Turns out mics are very expensive, and you
Cousin
should be
Eddie.
dropping them. That's
Crushing it.
all right, I like this last one. Sort of, it all boils down to like I think one of the things that's helped you be successful in your career. But what would you say the last thing is?
Well, I've been fairly decent, but it really holds true now, especially with COVID. Embrace change. We did a lot of virtual trainings here, and so embrace change. It's going to happen, and
Yeah. Hey, you better get used to it. Change is going to happen. If you're doing business the same way you were doing it 2 years ago, your competition is running laps around you.
Oh my goodness.
You got to change with the technology and training and just how we run calls today.
Yeah, if you're wondering what resisting change looks like, go ask your kid to put film in a Kodak camera. Right? They might need to go explain what Kodak is, right? And they were a multinational empire, right? And there's tons of examples. But what I like about it is, we were talking, John Wooden says, like, the only constant in life is change. And we see these principles, everything you're talking about, like, we're talking about the trades, but these could all be for sports. These could be for, the military, like any high performer. There's just a price to pay, and this embrace change now more than ever. In fact, it was Dawn and I connected. We were talking about it earlier. You normally travel. You didn't travel, so you pick up a marker and a whiteboard in your office, and you start doing rudimentary schematics, rudimentary refrigerant, and you film them and you put them out. And one of the themes in here is like, it's great to know stuff, but really champions take action, and it's not enough to be sitting here nodding, going, these are good advice. I'm glad the rest of the team's getting these. Man, we got to take action. Remember, we get paid for what we do with what we know, and so you took action. Because of that, you're out there, you're getting connections, you're growing your business. I always like to say your network is your net worth. So the more you do, the more you're connected. It's just better. So listen more, talk less. Get up early and stay late if needed. I love that one. Because it's such a way to be a good teammate, right? Don't badmouth the company or anyone else. Be honest. Enjoy what you're doing, and be genuine. And lastly, embrace change. Solid. Don Gillis, Principles for Success. Now, if you love being in the trenches, you love being turning a wrench, stripping down stuff with a team. How can they get hold of you, and what other things would you let them know about Emerson and your role and your work?
Well, first of all, if you don't know about our apps, I'll give you a little plug here for, if you don't mind, Copeland Mobile. Go to the App Store and put Emerson in, Emerson Climate, and the apps will pull up. They are just awesome. Great stuff out there.
Yep.
You can reach me at don.gillis@emerson.com is my email, and then I can forward it to whatever you need to know.
Look at that, the team's
Fantastic.
right there, like the magic of television.
Oh, there.
I don't know, that was pretty good. All right, so listen, it's been super great. We appreciate Emerson helping us deliver this. This is, just a free give back to help everybody get ready for summer, because that's when we bale our hay, right? And so thank you very much. Your challenge today is to find one way that you're going to embrace change. Listen, nobody really loves change, but find one way, embrace it. And what we find is small changes lead to big successes. So as you're rolling your truck today, find something to embrace change and get good with it. So that's it. Thank you for coming to the one-of-a-kind, original, only schedule engine Toolshed, the place you come to make every day just a little bit easier and learn something about work, life, and who knows what else. Sponsored by our very good friends at Emerson, and we're so glad that we're here. Hopefully you picked up some gold today. And join us. We'll be in the Facebook group. We're going to take all these nuggets and drop them in there. Be sure to add a friend, tag someone. We want to give somebody awesome a Vito Pro Pack. And as always, be good humans. And what do you say?
Hey, be good so you can do good out there. Thanks for stopping by the Toolshed. We'll see you next time.
Woo! That was good.